Earlier this year, two new botanical sets were released, the tiny plants I covered in another video and the bouquet of roses. It lacks the cuteness of the tiny plants I bought on day one, but excels as the best bouquet set of the entire botanical collection, in my opinion, and is probably becoming one of those LEGO sets that sells so well that we will see it on shelves for years and years to come. The concept in itself is something LEGO should have done ages ago, as the other two bouquets focused on variety, which I wasn't that fond of, while this one focuses on just one main subject, the roses. That could lead to an incredibly boring build, requiring people to build 12 roses in the exact same fashion, but if you look close enough you'll see that that's actually not the case, and the roses come in 3 sets of 4, each representing the different stages of growth, from small buds to full bloom flowers. Each of the stages has its own building instructions that in turn allows the build to be shared by up to 3 people, as shown in the box icon down here. Now, as you're probably aware, I'm not the biggest fan of repetitive builds, and so building 4 of the same objects 3 times in a row, or 12 times if you look at the stems that are done in the exact same way, would be a major downside in my eyes. But for some reason, I actually enjoyed the build process more than I care to admit, and while not looking like it, the rose builds themselves were extremely clever, done with perfect piece choices that seasoned LEGO builders will find interesting for sure. The rose buds done with these Ninjago pieces commonly used for mechs are great here, topped off by these shaped wedges and closed off with dark green tiles, slopes and these shell elements to round off the shapes. The full-blown roses have these construction figure shoulder pieces, I think, with car mudguards offset for the flower effect, and a red whip minifigure element for the spiraled inner petals, but my favorite has to be the middle stage of the flowers. I'm not that big of a fan of the freely spinning leaves here, but the way the inner petals were done with these offset car mudguard elements that once turned inwards made for a super satisfying building technique, closed off by those shell elements once again for a brilliant end result in my opinion. 4 baby's breath flowers were also included that, while not being impressive builds in comparison, do work really well to break the redness of the whole thing, leaving you with one of the best botanical sets done up until now. Maybe it will never be as popular as the bonsai tree, the first botanical set done by LEGO that 3 years later is stronger than ever sales-wise. I finally got my hands on it, and while not being my favorite botanical LEGO product, it certainly feels like its success is directly linked to the fact that we still have new botanical collection sets being made every year since 2021, but the bouquet of roses is the perfect gift for many special occasions like anniversaries, birthdays, romantic dates or Valentine's Day. This plays really nicely, doesn't need water to maintain, so it will last you a lifetime, and if you want to care about price per piece ratios, $60 for a LEGO set with over 800 pieces is good value for your money. People's arts won by this product are priceless though, but if it doesn't work for you, at least you'll win this particular heart plate also included in this set.